Welcome to the Pariksha Academy. Today's topic is important constitutional amendments. Major constitutional amendments. First Constitutional Amendment Act 1951. This was a highly important amendment for social and economic reforms and for providing constitutional protection to land reform laws. Clause 4 was added to Article 15 to enable special provisions for socially and educationally backward classes and for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. The grounds for reasonable restrictions on freedom of speech and expression under Article 19 were expanded. Articles 31A and 31B were inserted. The ninth schedule was added. One of its major objectives was to protect laws relating to land reforms and abolition of the zamindari system. Seventh Constitutional Amendment Act 1956. This amendment was closely connected with the reorganization of states. The earlier classification of states into Part A, Part B, Part 100 and Part 500 was abolished. A new constitutional arrangement of states and union territories was established. It became possible to appoint the same person as governor of two or more states. Necessary changes were made in the territorial jurisdiction of high courts. Together with the States Reorganization Act 1956, it played a major role in restructuring the territorial organization of the Indian Union. Ninth Constitutional Amendment Act 1960. The first schedule was altered to facilitate transfer of certain territories in accordance with an agreement between India and Pakistan. It was mainly connected with territorial adjustments involving the Berubari Union. 10th Constitutional Amendment Act 1961. Dadra and Nagar Haveli was incorporated into the Indian Union. It was given the status of a union territory. 12th Constitutional Amendment Act 1962. Goa, Daman and Diu were incorporated into the Indian Union. They were constitutionally recognized as a union territory. 13th Constitutional Amendment Act 1962. Special constitutional provisions were made for Nagaland. Article 371A was inserted. Special protection was provided for Naga religious and social practices, customary law and ownership and transfer of land and its resources. 14th Constitutional Amendment Act 1962. Constitutional changes were made for the incorporation of Puducherry as a union territory. Article 239A was inserted to provide for creation of legislatures and councils of ministers for certain union territories. 21st Constitutional Amendment Act 1967. Sindhi was added to the 8th schedule. The number of languages in the 8th schedule increased from 14 to 15. 24th Constitutional Amendment Act 1971. The constitutional amending power of Parliament was clarified and strengthened. Articles 13 and 368 were amended. It was expressly stated that Parliament could amend any provision of the Constitution. The President was made constitutionally bound to give assent to a duly passed constitutional amendment bill. This amendment was enacted in the background of the Goliknath judgment. 25th Constitutional Amendment Act 1971. Important changes were made in relation to the right to property. Article 31C was inserted. It sought to provide special protection to laws giving effect to clauses B and C of Article 39 against challenge under certain fundamental rights. 26th Constitutional Amendment Act 1971. Privy purses of former rulers of princely states were abolished. Official recognition and special privileges of former rulers were terminated. Article 363A was inserted. 31st Constitutional Amendment Act 1973. Changes were made relating to the maximum strength of the Lok Sabha. The amendment was connected with population growth and requirements of representation. 36th Constitutional Amendment Act 1975. Sikkim was made a full state of India. Sikkim became the 22nd state of the Indian Union. Article 371F was inserted. 38th Constitutional Amendment Act 1975. An attempt was made to place the satisfaction of the President and governors in matters relating to emergency and certain other areas beyond judicial review. Several of these provisions were subsequently altered by the 44th Amendment. 39th Constitutional Amendment Act 1975. Special provisions were made regarding election disputes involving the President, Vice President, Prime Minister and Speaker of the Lok Sabha. An attempt was made to exclude the election dispute of the Prime Minister from judicial review. The relevant provision was later declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. This was one of the most extensive amendments to the Indian Constitution. It is popularly known as the mini-constitution. The words socialist, secular and integrity were added to the preamble. Fundamental duties were added to the Constitution. Part E and Article 51 were inserted. Subjects such as education, forests, protection of wild animals and birds and weights and measures were shifted from the state list to the concurrent list. Part XIVA dealing with tribunals was added. Articles 323A and 323B were inserted. Several changes were made to strengthen the directive principles of state policy. The term of the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies was increased from 5 years to 6 years, though it was later restored to 5 years. The President was made bound to act in accordance with the advice of the Council of Ministers. An attempt was made to place constitutional amendments beyond judicial review. Several provisions were introduced to strengthen the authority of the Union government. 43rd Constitutional Amendment Act 1977. Several restrictions placed on the judiciary by the 42nd Amendment were removed. Important steps were taken to restore the judicial review powers of the Supreme Court and High Courts. 44th Constitutional Amendment Act 1978. Several provisions introduced by the 42nd Amendment were modified. The normal term of the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies was restored to 5 years. The right to property was removed from the category of fundamental rights. The right to property was made a constitutional legal right under Article 300A. The expression internal disturbance for national emergency was replaced by armed rebellion. Written advice of the Union Cabinet was made necessary for proclamation of national emergency. Stronger parliamentary safeguards were introduced for approval and continuation of national emergency. Rights under Articles 20 and 21 were protected from suspension even during an emergency. The President was given the power to return the advice of the Council of Ministers once for reconsideration. 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1985. The anti-defection law was introduced. The 10th schedule was added. Disqualification of members of Parliament and state legislatures on the ground of defection was provided. The Speaker or Chairman of the concerned House was given authority to decide questions of disqualification. Such decisions were later held to be subject to judicial review. 61st Constitutional Amendment Act 1988. The minimum voting age for elections to the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies was reduced from 21 years to 18 years. Article 326 was amended. 65th Constitutional Amendment Act 1990. A multi-member National Commission for Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes was provided. Later, the 89th Amendment created separate national commissions for Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes. 69th Constitutional Amendment Act 1991. Delhi was given the special constitutional status of the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Articles 239R and 239AB were inserted. A legislative assembly and council of ministers were constitutionally provided for Delhi. 71st Constitutional Amendment Act 1992. Konkani, Manipuri and Nepali were added to the 8th schedule. The number of languages in the 8th schedule increased to 18. 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act 1992. Panchayati Raj institutions were given constitutional status. Part 9 was added. Articles 243 to 243 were inserted. The 11th schedule was added. The 11th schedule contains 29 subjects relating to panchayats. The Gram Sabha was given a constitutional basis. A three-tier Panchayati Raj structure was provided. Direct elections to panchayats were provided. Reservation for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes was provided. A minimum of 1/3 reservation for women was constitutionally provided. The normal term of panchayats was fixed at 5 years. Provision was made for a state election commission and state finance commission. 74th Constitutional Amendment Act 1992. Urban local bodies were given constitutional status. Part IXA was added. Articles 243p to 243zg were inserted. The 12th schedule was added. The 12th schedule contains 18 subjects relating to municipalities. A constitutional framework was provided for Nagar Panchayats, municipal councils and municipal corporations. Reservation for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and women in municipalities was provided. The normal term of municipalities was fixed at 5 years. Provision was made for district planning committees and metropolitan planning committees. 76th Constitutional Amendment Act 1994. The Tamil Nadu law providing 69% reservation was placed in the 9th schedule. The purpose was to provide constitutional protection to that law. 77th Constitutional Amendment Act 1995. Clause 4A was added to Article 16. It enabled the state to provide reservation in promotion for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in public services. 81st Constitutional Amendment Act 2000. Clause 4B was inserted in Article 16. Backlog vacancies reserved for certain categories were allowed to be treated as a separate class. Such vacancies could be excluded from the calculation of the normal 50% reservation ceiling for the relevant year. 82nd Constitutional Amendment Act 2000. A proviso was added to Article 335. It enabled relaxation in qualifying marks or standards of evaluation for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in matters connected with reservation in promotion. 84th Constitutional Amendment Act 2001. The freeze on readjustment of allocation of seats in the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies was continued until the first census taken after 2026. The later 87th Amendment enabled use of 2001 census figures for readjustment of constituency boundaries. 85th Constitutional Amendment Act 2001. Provision was made for consequential seniority in promotions based on reservation for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. It was given retrospective effect from 17 June 1995. 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002. The right to education received major constitutional recognition. Article 21A was inserted. The state was required to provide free and compulsory education to all children between 6 and 14 years of age. Article 45 was modified to emphasize early childhood care and education for children below 6 years. Clause K was added to Article 51A, making it a fundamental duty of parents or guardians to provide opportunities for education to children between 6 and 14 years. 89th Constitutional Amendment Act 2003. The Combined National Commission for Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes was divided. The National Commission for Scheduled Castes continued under Article 338. Article 338A was inserted to establish the National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. 91st Constitutional Amendment Act 2003. The size of the Council of Ministers at the Union and state levels was restricted. At the Union level, the total number of ministers including the Prime Minister cannot exceed 15% of the total strength of the Lok Sabha. At the state level, the total number of ministers including the Chief Minister cannot exceed 15% of the total strength of the Legislative Assembly. The number of ministers including the Chief Minister in a state cannot be less than 12. A member disqualified on the ground of defection cannot be appointed as a minister during the relevant disqualification period. The earlier exemption based on a split by 1/3 of the members of a legislature party was removed from the 10th schedule. 92nd Constitutional Amendment Act 2003. Bodo, Dogri, Maithili and Santhali were added to the 8th schedule. The number of languages in the 8th schedule increased from 18 to 22. 93rd Constitutional Amendment Act 2005. Clause 5 was inserted in Article 15. The state was empowered to make special provisions for admission of socially and educationally backward classes and scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in educational institutions. This power could extend to private educational institutions whether aided or unaided. Minority educational institutions were excluded from this provision. 96th Constitutional Amendment Act 2011. The name of the language Oriya in the 8th schedule was changed to Odia. 97th Constitutional Amendment Act 2011. Cooperative societies were given constitutional importance. The right to form cooperative societies was included under Article 19. Article 43B was inserted. Part IXB dealing with cooperative societies was added. In 2021, the Supreme Court invalidated parts of Part IXB relating to state cooperative societies because the required state ratification had not been obtained, while its application to multi-state cooperative societies continued. 99th Constitutional Amendment Act 2014. Constitutional provisions were created for the National Judicial Appointments Commission. Articles 124A, 124B and 124C were inserted. The objective was to replace the collegium system for appointment of judges to the higher judiciary with the NJAC system. In 2015, the Supreme Court declared the 99th Constitutional Amendment in the NJAC Act unconstitutional. 100th Constitutional Amendment Act 2015. Constitutional changes were made to implement the India-Bangladesh Land Boundary Agreement. It provided the constitutional basis for exchange of certain territories and enclaves between India and Bangladesh. Necessary changes were made in the first schedule. 101st Constitutional Amendment Act 2016. The constitutional framework for goods and services tax was created. The Union and the states were given constitutional powers to levy GST. Article 246A was inserted. Article 269A was inserted for GST on interstate trade or commerce. Article 279A was inserted for the GST Council. The Union Finance Minister serves as the chairperson of the GST Council. The amendment provided the constitutional basis for a major restructuring of the indirect tax system. 102nd Constitutional Amendment Act 2018. The National Commission for Backward Classes was given constitutional status. Article 338B was inserted. Article 342A was inserted. Important constitutional changes were made regarding socially and educationally backward classes. 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act 2019. A constitutional basis was provided for reservation for economically weaker sections. Clause 6 was inserted in Article 15. Clause 6 was inserted in Article 16. It enabled reservation of up to 10% for economically weaker sections in educational institutions and public employment. This reservation could be provided in addition to existing reservations. Minority educational institutions were excluded from the operation of Article 15 Clause 6. 104th Constitutional Amendment Act 2019. The period of reservation of seats for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies was extended until 25 January 2030. The special provision for nomination of members of the Anglo-Indian community to the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies was not further extended. 105th Constitutional Amendment Act 2021. The power of states and union territories to identify and maintain their own lists of socially and educationally backward classes was expressly restored. Necessary changes were made in Articles 338B, 342A and 366. The amendment became important in the background of the Supreme Court judgment in the Maratha reservation case. 106th Constitutional Amendment Act 2023. It is popularly known as the Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam. It provides for reservation of approximately one-third of seats for women in the Lok Sabha. It provides for reservation of approximately one-third of seats for women in state legislative assemblies. It also provides for reservation for women in the Legislative Assembly of the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Approximately one-third of seats reserved for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes are also to be reserved for women within those categories. Articles 330A, 332A and 334 were inserted. The reservation provisions will come into effect after delimitation is undertaken on the basis of figures from the first census conducted after commencement of the amendment. The reservation is provided for a period of 15 years from its commencement, subject to continuation by Parliament through law. Rotation of reserved seats after delimitation will be governed by law made by Parliament. Thank you very much for joining us. For more useful study material, please like and share this video, and subscribe to the Pariksha Academy channel.